HR is a tremendous place to start to use generative AI. A lot of our standard tools just work perfectly in that area. I was delighted this week to have a workshop, a prompt-a-thon, if you like, with a number of HR professionals. And what I want to share with you is some of the things that we got up to. So here we go. So the first place we started was something as simple as gathering information from employees. Now, Google Forms has this great new feature where I can ask it to generate a form for me just by simply entering in a prompt. And we got one of these wonderful employee feedback surveys. Now, this data often captures unstructured text. You know, if we look here, I've got an employee feedback form, which gives us some raw feedback. I love my team. The new health insurance premiums are way too high. And what we did is we're using Gemini embedded inside of Google Sheets, which is really simple to do. We just use it as if it's a formula, equals AI. And we ask the prompt to simply categorize these individual pieces of feedback that came from the form into one of these categories: compensation, culture, work-life balance. A really simple thing to do, but amazingly powerful. I can now generate metrics off of the unstructured data that's been brought into my Google form. Now, the second thing that we took a look at was our good old favorite NotebookLM. In this example, we took a publicly available employee handbook. Thank you, Financial Conduct Authority. And we started to use NotebookLM to ask questions of that particular handbook, which is a great way to expose complex documents like benefits, employee handbooks to the employees in a way that they can just ask simple questions and chat with the handbook. The team particularly loved how we were using this to generate presentations. So take the handbook, generate a lovely presentation for it. Now you can put that presentation into Google Vids. If you've not tried this before, this is fabulous. So once you've created the presentation, you can create a new video, you can load your slides in, and it will create a voiceover for that particular presentation. There were some other things that the team just loved. Obviously, they loved the podcasting. If you've not done that before, you can now interrupt the podcast. We generate videos, but more importantly, there's a great quiz function here. And a lot of the things that we see from an HR perspective don't just require us to send information out, but it requires us to actually check that people have read it, they understand it. So to be able to generate a really quick quiz on the fly, fantastic. Now, getting our heads around certain things can often be a little bit difficult. So there was this really sort of nice infographic that you can generate, again, based on the document. So the old favorite NotebookLM came out for the session. Now, one of the things that I've noticed and started to use here is this function data table, which I think is absolutely fabulous. So some of the information that you might import into NotebookLM, maybe you're looking at set of CVs, you're looking to create a table of all of those CVs with a set of skills associated to each of the individuals that you're assessing right now. Data tables are absolutely fantastic at doing something like that. I can click on that and I can automatically create a spreadsheet from that information. But the real winner for the event was generating small micro apps inside of Gemini Canvas. I know the finance folks love this too, but what I didn't really think about was how much this really resonates with the HR team. You know, what we're seeing here is a benefits document. So we've imported the benefits document into Gemini. And we told it we want to generate an application to help people investigate whether certain medical conditions that they may have would be covered by their benefits. And what you can see here is Gemini is generating the code for a small, simple benefits checker application that we can then share with employees to do simple checks. So there we have it. And now I can do a simple check. I might have skin cancer. Would that be covered? Yeah, actually, that is covered. And here's the telephone number that you need to go get. The real excitement was around creating these small micro applications using Gemini Canvas. Now, either as a small app to use internally or even maybe prototype for the rest of the business. There was a few folks that were specifically working in legal that loved the idea of this. They love the idea of it being a little bit more controlled. They love the idea of it being a little bit more secure. And more importantly, they could see how that application would work for their particular environment. So certainly in that space, there was a lot of energy and excitement. There's no question that HR and legal is a great place for you to start looking at your AI functions and what you can just use standard tooling to help improve it. And ultimately, the well-being and the happiness of your overall workforce. Take care.